What's going on, guys? Plastic Beach X3 back here with another One Piece deck profile, and this time I'm going to show off my Captain Kidd strategy. So this is a very rogue deck in the current EB01 meta. It's not the best deck in the format because it just loses to Sakazuki and has a really hard matchup into RP Law. It's not necessarily a auto loss like Sakazuki is, but it's pretty bad. So this is a pretty rogue deck, just first straight up. But I will say that I played in the Peoria Regional in the main event Uta with Uta and finished X3. I lost to Sakazuki, and Gecko. I lost to Gecko in the 9th out of 10th round, so I just decided to play out the 10th round, played against Sakazuki and beat them. I finished like 150 something, but that's irrelevant because I didn't make top 64. Had a very good chance if I would have won that Gecko game, and just, depending on what the 10th round is. So it didn't technically bubble out or anything, but definitely went X3, didn't make the top 64. So day 2, I'm just moseying around. I decided to play this Kidd deck that me and my buddies saw on the rank sim deck profiles, that this deck had a pretty good win rate, and then we took it and made some significant changes to it, at least. Maybe not significant, but some pretty meaningful, I think, changes to it, and I think I could even change some more stuff going forward. But I just think it's a very unexplored strategy right now. You're not thinking of Kidd whenever you think of tier 1.5, tier 2 rogue decks in the format. So I really wanted to show it off, and I think it's really unique and pretty good. I'm gonna have a video that comes out tomorrow showing some unranked games with this deck on the sim. But I did take it to the 8-man pods, so the Dawn, Win a Dawn cards, or Battle of the Dawn, or whatever it's called, cards. Played in 3 pods. I won the first one. Round 1 was Black Yellow Luffy. W, round 2 was Gecko, and I won. Round 3 was Yamato, and I won. So I won the first pod I played in with this deck. Pod 2, I lost against a guy playing Whitebeard. He had a full alted out treasure cups, rarities and everything, Whitebeard deck, and I only lost by 1k counter in the end. He had ditch his whole hand, so on my game push, and he had the exact 1k counter to beat me. And then pod 3, I played against Uta W. I won against Uta, and then I won against Whitebeard, and then I won against Katakuri. So I won the second pod. So I won 2 8-man pods with this Kidd deck. So we'll just go into the deck profile from here. If you don't remember what Kidd does, he's a 5k green leader, 5 life. Once per turn, you can discard a card, tap 3 Dawn, and restand him. So it's like all the time I'm invincible. And then we'll go into the actual decks. So first, for the Supernova cards, we got 4 Jewelry Bonnie. So just the staple searcher for the Supernova stuff. And like abusable under the Kidd, it makes Kidd searchable, so it's just, you don't have to mulligan for Kidd or anything in this deck. And there's also some new Supernova cards that are really broken, like Cavendish, that are grabbable off of this. All around crazy card, especially under Kidd. You can just abuse it, and essentially supplements your hand like Uta does in the Uta deck. When you're under Kidd, you can draw a card with the leader effect every turn, so Jewelry Bonnie does something similar. And then for the 2k counter Apus, you should almost certainly be playing the EB01 Scratchman Apu. That's a 1-drop, 1k, 2k counter, on summon, tap a 2 or less. But this one is prettier, so I played this one. And also I don't even own the EB01's ones, so it wasn't even an option for me. But I do own these, so I played these. The reason the other one's really good is because into RP Law, you can, if they play a Gordon, you can tap it and swing into it early. And then for Killer, to go with the Kidd, just a good blocker that lets you draw a card, pairs really well with Kidd. For X-Drake, to go into RP Law, so you can pop their 5-drops. It's really good to, if they swing with a 4-drop, use leader ability, play Kidd Killer, and swing again. You can swing into the other one, pop the other one with X-Drake, and X-Drake also goes crazy with Cavendish. So Cavendish is why the deck is good now. Cavendish is why the deck is crazy. It's the only 5 life leader currently that I know of, at least, that can play this card. And it just gets so much value. And if you're playing Kid, on 8 Dawn, you can play Kid and then use Cavendish, still have a Dawn for the Kid, and still have a Dawn for Killer. On 8 Dawn, you can play Cavendish, play X-Drake. And this card just opens up so many crazy plays for like going for game, because you can, you know, swing with your leader, swing with your leader, restand your leader, swing with Cavendish, get 2 Dawn back that you tapped for your leader effect to make game pushes a lot easier. Plus with like other cards you'll see later, it's just crazy. And then for the last of the Supernova stuff, 4 8-drop Kid. Obviously a cracked card, really good into the format right now. That's why Uta is such a good deck. So moving on into the next engine of the strategy, the Doflamingo stuff. So same with Bonnie, or Baby 5, 4 Baby 5, same with Bonnie. Same idea, he just lets you +1 under Kid, which is a good searcher. 4 of the Bonnie, or the Baby 5 2Ks, 4 of the Viola 2Ks, 4 of the Don Quixote Resonante, which obviously something that the Uta deck can't play under Kid, but is cracked in this deck. Makes Kid unkillable by a lot of black decks, and they just have to deal with this. They have to essentially take a turn off so they can have a setup turn to kill this and the Kid on the same turn, which is really, really backbreaking, especially once you see the other top end. And then 2 Monet. Monet is another blocker that you can play off a Kid. It's another Doflamingo pirate, so you can search it off Baby 5, and then it also just taps a 4 or less, so it lets you go for game on the crackback easier, which is crazy with the leader, because you can restand, go for game at a moment's notice. And then 3 10-drop Doflamingo. I don't think this card is like that crazy into the meta. It's obviously a cracked card in a lot of situations, but I don't think you need 4 of it. And I was playing 4 of it, but then I trimmed it for something else. But yeah, those are the Doflamingo cards, or Don Quixote pirate cards. And then for the non-engine cards, non-searchable cards, 3 Hody Jones and 2 9-drop Zoro. The Hody Jones is crazy, crazy, crazy into Black Yellow Luffy. You just tap both for Sabo and go for game. It also lets you put up Kid on 8, so you can safely put, you know, go on 6 Dawn, play Cavendish, you know, get 2 Dawn back, do a searcher effect or play a blocker or something. And then on 8 Dawn, you can play the Kid, do the Kid's effect, play a blocker. And then on 10 Dawn, assuming you're still at like 4 to 3 life, you can play Hody Jones, take a life so that you have another card for Kid protection. Also just like has rush, so it's a crazy card. It's kind of like the ace of green, the red ace of green. Yeah, it's just a bonkers card, tapping blockers. It's the reason why I almost killed that Whitebeard player. He had Shiraya Marco, and I was able to like establish 2 10-drop Dofis, play a Hody, try to swing out, and it just didn't work out. And then I was really struggling into a Nell with the deck, but I think 9-drop Zoro alleviates that issue, because anytime you play this card, it's really, really hard for any deck to out. RP Law has to go -3 to, you know, out it, but they're also trying to out the Kid, they're also trying to out the 10-drop Dofi, etc., etc. So it's just a crazy, crazy card. Lets you go for game a lot easier, because your leader can restand, and he can restand 3 times, or twice. But that's the deck. I'm gonna have some games, like I said, coming out maybe tomorrow or the next day, playing this deck and showing you the ups and downs of it. But either way, it's a really cool deck, and I think it is vastly underrated in the current meta. I think it could just be a good rogue contender right now that people are just overlooking. So glad I was able to get a couple 8-man pod dubs with it over the weekend. But either way, GG's to all those guys. Make sure to subscribe to Plastic Beach X3 for more One Piece videos, and peace out.